Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the strangest events in medieval history, the Dancing Plague of 1518. Hundreds of people, dancing for days, unable to stop. If you enjoy mysterious stories from history, consider leaving a like and subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. Now let's get into it. In the summer of 1518, the streets of Strasbourg filled with music, motion, and horror. Hundreds of men and women began to dance, uncontrollably. They danced in the heat, in the rain, in pain, and in fear, and many of them never stopped. This is the true story of the Dancing Plague of 1518, one of history's most mysterious and haunting medical events. The year was 1518. Strasbourg, then part of the Holy Roman Empire, was a prosperous but troubled city. The people were exhausted. The previous years had brought famine, disease, and the lingering effects of harsh winters. Grain shortages had left many starving. Outbreaks of smallpox and leprosy had spread through the region. And beneath it all, religion and superstition shaped daily life. At the time, Europe was deeply Catholic, and the people of Strasbourg believed that misfortune was a form of divine punishment. If a person fell ill, they prayed. If crops failed, they sought forgiveness. Science was still centuries away from offering rational explanations for disease or psychology. It was in this climate, a mixture of faith, fear, and hardship, that the first dancer appeared. Sometime in mid-July 1518, a woman named Frau Troffea stepped into a narrow street in Strasbourg and began to dance. No music played, and no festival was taking place. She simply began moving her body, spinning and stamping her feet in a strange, uncontrolled rhythm. At first, her neighbors found it odd, even amusing. But the dancing didn't stop. She danced for hours, then through the night, and into the following day. When exhaustion overtook her, she collapsed, only to wake and begin again. Within a week, about 30 other people had joined her. Men, women, young and old, all unable to stop their movements. By late July, the phenomenon had grown into what contemporary records called a choreomania, a dancing mania. Historical documents, including notes from the Strasbourg City Council and writings by local physicians, confirmed that dozens, then hundreds of people began dancing in the streets. Eyewitnesses described the dancers as being in a trance-like state, sweating and gasping, their faces twisted in pain. Some begged for help. Others appeared oblivious to everything around them. They danced until their feet bled. Some collapsed from exhaustion. According to reports, several even died from heart attacks, strokes, or sheer fatigue, though the exact number of deaths is not known. By early August, the number of dancers had reached as many as 400 people. At first, local authorities thought the dancers were victims of a natural illness. But as the days passed and the chaos continued, the city council sought medical advice. Doctors ruled out supernatural causes like possession or witchcraft. Instead, they blamed it on what they called hot blood. The prescription was simple: let them dance it out. Officials believed that forcing the dancers to keep moving would eventually burn away the fever that plagued them. So the city built a stage in the center of Strasbourg and even hired musicians to play for the afflicted. Drums and fiddles filled the air as the dancers swayed and convulsed in front of large crowds. But instead of curing the victims, the music made the situation worse. The rhythm seemed to spread the compulsion to anyone who heard it. Within days, more people joined in, their movements wild and unstoppable. The authorities soon realized their mistake. The city ordered the music to stop. The stages were dismantled, but the dancing continued. Desperate for a solution, Strasbourg's leaders turned to the church. The dancers were believed to be cursed by Saint Vitus, the patron saint of dancing, epilepsy, and nervous disorders. According to medieval belief, Saint Vitus could both protect against and cause uncontrollable movements if angered. So the city decided to send the afflicted to a shrine dedicated to the saint, located in the town of Savin, about 50 kilometers away. Those who could still walk were led there in processions. Priests placed them beneath a statue of St. Vitus and prayed over them. Some were given holy water and red shoes marked with crosses, symbols meant to cleanse and protect the wearer. Slowly, reports say, the dancing began to subside. By late September, after nearly 2 months, the outbreak had ended.